Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. I hope you had a great Easter and that April is here, and I'm excited because that means spring's here, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. I hope yours too. So today we are going to do a few different things. We are going to work on a paper pumpkin alternative, okay, from the March kit. I also have several. When I say several, I have 18 alternatives to show you. Okay, so I have a little bit of product left, and that's what I'm going to use today on my last alternative. I also have promised you, if you placed a $50 order in March, that you would be in an entry for a 12 by 12 celebration paper called Flight Airy. And so we are going to do that today. We are going to do that drawing. And I'm excited because we have a lot of different tickets. Okay, so we have several tickets in here for the drawing. And I have the 12 by 12 paper here. So let's get started stamping. I'm going to do a little bit of talking while I'm showing you some of these alternative cards about my Stamp Fest that I have scheduled for October 5th. I know that sounds like it's tons away, but really, what, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, it's only 8 months away. And I don't like to think about it because that means winter's not too far off, but I want to make you all aware of the date for that Stamp Fest. So I'm going to be talking about that while I stamp. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, put this down a little further so I don't lose you. There we go. Okay, so this is all the product I have left from the kit. The kit was amazing this month. It's not too late to get the April kit. You have until the 10th of this month to subscribe for that. I'd love for you to do that and then come to Paper Pumpkin Day. We do that at the usually the last Sunday of the month if you're local here in St. Louis. So this month the kit was this. Okay, it was Memorable Meadows. It did coordinate with, they told us in advance that it was going to coordinate with some designer series paper, and I always forget the name of it. It's called Meandering Meadows. So this designer series paper, 6x6, coordinated with it. But you really, honestly, there was so much product in the kit, you really didn't need any extra paper other than card bases. So let's see. Let's get started. I'm going to show you the stamp sets. So we got an extra stamp set this month. This was the one that came with the kit. It had some really awesome sentiments in it. Have a beautiful birthday. It's the little things that matter. Heartfelt thanks, a flower, and you've been on my mind. So I used these a ton in my cards. And then this was the extra stamp set that we got. The flower was a big hit, and then the inside the leaves and the inside the flowers. This was the veins. So there was a lot of stamps in here that were extra. So that was a special gift we got this month in Paper Pumpkin. Here, this make it easier. They also give us this so you can see the stamps easier. Hope that helps. And this is the other stamp set. Okay, so I really like that they're giving us this hard copy now, so when we store them, it's easy to see what's in there. Okay, before I start making this is all the product I have left, believe it or not. I have this piece, this little piece that I cut some things out of. This is actually trash. I'm trying to decide if I want to use it or not. I have one banner left. I have one of these left. I have one piece of a tree left from the wood pieces. We actually got 9 pieces of different wood veneer. These are some of the self-stick sequins. That's hard to say. That we got. So this is how many I have left. We got some vellum. So I have some vellum. It's colored. I don't know if that's actually vellum. Yeah, I think it is kind of. Well, anyway, feels like vellum. And that's Gorgeous Grape. And then I have 2 of these left. So that's everything I have left in the kit. What did I make out of the kit? Oh my, I made tons. I only cut up 1 envelope. And the envelopes were adorable. We got 9 envelopes. They were curved this month. And then inside, you know, if you cut them open, you've got all this extra paper to play with. The dies that coordinated with this is this set of dies. So these were, I don't know if you can still order these. If you didn't order them, you might try. The number is 164396. They're $12 for the 4 dies, but they're definitely standalone dies. And I use them a lot. I'm going to use them today, I think, on this card I'm going to make, but love the leaves, flower in this. So there's a new set of add-on dies for the next 3 months, for April, May, and June. The new dies are here somewhere. Well, maybe I don't see them, but anyway, there is a new set of dies. Oh, here they are. A new set of dies for April, May, and June. I would suggest ordering them. I did use these on a few cards. Use the butterfly, use thanks. This is 164397. Thanks and Beyond dies. And these are, again, standalone dies. So if you don't have, but you have to be a subscriber to order them. Okay, so you can't just order them because you love them unless you're a subscriber. Okay, so there's that. What I love about alternative cards is that you can use any and all product, right? You can use retired product. You can use anything you want. I do try to use up the kit. That's my goal each month, is to use up the kit and store the stamp sets. And I store the stamp sets away so I can find them and use them. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the cards I made. Whoa, as they fall off the table. Okay, so here's a few. I'm just going to lay them out. Keep some of this stuff so I can fit them on here. Okay, so we have, and I'll talk a little bit about them if you want me to. This is one of my favorites. Okay, so these obviously were used with the card bases. I cut the card bases in half. And then sometimes I even cut them up. So I had this oval piece of trash and I just kind of made a frame around there, like a picture frame. Sponged some pink. Actually, Melon Mambo was not one of the colors listed in the on the sheet, but I think it definitely went. So I used some of that around the edges with my blending brush. This one is where I use that thanks. I did puff that up on some of those dimensional sheets. Then I just cut out some more stuff and use some retired twine. I love this one. Again, I sponged some color behind it, made a birthday card. You know, I'm a birthday card person. And then this is, I used one of the trees, so I sponged some color on the trees. I thought the tree was a little stark as is, so I would, on this card and another card, I colored in the tree. I made a sympathy card, and I used some of the sequins on that. So super simple. Right? These were extra card bases that I cut. This is just white. Okay, and then this one was vanilla. I should mention that thick vanilla cardstock and vanilla envelopes are going away in the new catalog. So they will be retiring, and if you love them, you might want to consider ordering those now. Also, I think vellum is going away. Cardstock vellum. Ugh. So I'm ordering a lot of that. Okay, so here we go. Here's some more cards. Hope there's not too much glare on this glass. Sometimes that happens, but anyway. Here's a super simple one. I cut out the love from the dies, cut a piece of vellum in half, and kind of pieced it together. You can't see where I pieced it because I put the love over it, and then used some sequins. This one, I did a little fun fold. Okay, so I had 2 pieces, and I just cut these. So you can't really tell, but they do match. They go in sequence. And here's that butterfly. Ugh. And so the wings actually pop up. They don't disconnect. They pop up. And then I cut a little banner and just put thinking of you card. So this could be like a birthday or a sympathy card. Here's where I just used the wood straight on. Just did hello in balmy blue. Used some retired gold ribbon. Cut this, made some slats in here and cut that up. Yeah, super simple. And this one, I made a bookbinding card on fresh freesia. Cut this and just, I did use the die on some glimmer paper and some vellum behind there. And again, some of that gold ribbon. Let's see what else we have here. We have these 2. I have this one and this one. Okay, so this one, again, I tinted the wood. I kind of went crazy. with my colors, but I did add some white onto it. I had this piece of trash, so I went ahead and made a heartfelt thanks card. Super simple. I used liquid glue to glue these down. Thought that worked the best. You could use mini glue dots. So in the kit, you always get mini glue dots and dimensionals. This one again, I used some ribbon. I don't know if this is retired. I think it's from the Holiday Mini. But anyway, I just cut a circle and then I did a tiny bow. This is from an old paper pumpkin that I had left over. So I thought, heck, let's use it. Kind of accented it so I didn't have to tint this. Again, use the sequins. This one was fun. So this is the die from the coordinating die bundle, okay, that coordinates with, hang on a second, I'll show it to you if you don't have it. It's from the online store. It's called Garden Meadows Dies 162740, and this is the die right here. Also used on one card, I cut out a fence, and super cute bundle. So this is on the online store. It's still available. Some retired ribbon. I used one of these, but I did punch it out and cut it down a little and sponge some Granny Apple Green on there and pop those up. So again, I cut my own card base, white card base. This one, I went crazy. I went crazy with the ink on this wood, and it still feels, no, it's dry. Okay, so that is Mossy Meadow, and I just put it in the ink pad and like covered it with ink, and I love it. It almost looks like velvet. It's beautiful. And then I put a little twine on there. This is from the ever famous dies that are available in the mini catalog, and they are called Everyday Details dies. These are so popular. I think they're out of stock for a while, but I hope they're back. And then just a little thank you for your friendship from some stamp set. I don't even know. But I did cut it down because it was deeper. And again, white card base. Okay, I love this one. Super simple. But I love this new embossing folder. It's called Xenia. It's on the online store. It's a 3D 6x6 embossing folder. And I don't know if you can see, but it's a 3D, so it makes it nice and deep. I did cut a couple of the daisies out from the from one of these pieces, and then I popped them up, and then I put one on the inside also that I had left. Oh no, not this card, a different card on the inside. But again, a birthday card, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Okay, here's the one that I colored the trunk. I even colored the trunk in, well, I'm having a brain cramp. Early Espresso. This is just a sympathy card. This is a retired punch. So I used that with Deepest Sympathy. So this is on vanilla. And then this one is the one where I used the little fence from these dies. And I did cut that out of Early Espresso. So when I cut this one out, hold on a second. Okay, I cut this out. It left this as the negative. So I used the negative on this card. I did stamp some little flowers from the stamp set that goes with this. So it's the Garden Meadows stamp set. Put a little Wink of Stella on there. I did tint these. You can tint your sequins. So these are white sequins. I tinted them with a blend marker. And again, this is vanilla cardstock. And then, oh, I also, for this card, I also did the wood that was left. I think I pitched it, but there was a wood where all these wood pieces punched out of. I used that. I spritzed some ink over through the wood, and then I made an envelope to match. You know, why not? And then this was the last card I made. If you're like me and you have Cheerful Daisies, which is going to be carried over to the new catalog, I did stamp one of the daisies because I thought it looked pretty much like this daisy. I broke this because this was a bigger piece of wood. I broke it in half, and I just tinted it with Granny Apple Green. I stamped Happy Birthday. Oh my gosh. I love that vertical Happy Birthday. And that is from So Sincere stamp set. That was carried over from the last mini catalog. so sincere. If you don't have that, oh, I didn't have it, and I saw it, and I'm like, I have to have it. So, and I popped that up and put just some white twine. Okay, so those are my 18 cards that I made. Wow. Yeah, I have a lot of cards. A lot of cards. I love it. Okay, so today we are going to do that drawing. So let's do that first. I have all of these tickets in here. So this is what you're going to win, whoever name gets drawn. Flight Airy. This is the designer series paper that was celebration paper, brand new pack. And somebody's going to win that today. Let's do that first. And then if you placed a $50 order in March, you have a ticket in here. And the winner is Sharon Light. Sharon, you won the paper. You are so lucky. I think you've actually won an In It to Win It bundle in the past, so you are a lucky woman. You actually won this, and I will get it to you. And you're local, so I won't have to mail it, thankfully, because, you know, these things are kind of pricey to mail. But I was willing to do it if it was an out-of-town person. So thank you for playing and ordering with me. Thank you for being a customer. I appreciate you so much. I don't know if I say that often enough. I am sincere with it. I appreciate you. She is in one of my clubs. So if you have your new catalog, which most of you don't yet, unless you're a demonstrator, if you look on page 132 of the catalog, we have a color wheel. I can't show you the color wheel in the catalog, but guess what? I got one. And when I was at convention on stage, they let us have one. So this is the new color wheel. And on the back, it tells you, and in the catalog, it'll tell you on the opposite page, all of this information about how to use a color wheel, which I think is totally wonderful information. I don't always have the perfect eye for color, but this totally helps me. Shows me the complementary colors that go together. Monochromatic. Monochromatic doesn't mean one color, it can mean more colors, but look at that, those go together. Complementary, analogous. So this is a great tool. And if you went to convention, you got one. If you didn't go to convention, you can go next year with me if you sign up or if you are a demonstrator under me. Okay, so there we go. Just want to show you that. Okay, let's make a card. And I need to cut a card base because I'm looking at this thinking, I did not cut a card base. I've got Gorgeous Grape. I didn't pull out a zillion stamp pads. I only pulled out a few. Couple, I should say. So I need a card base. And I think I'm going to use white. I'm just going to use white card base. Okay. And I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm going to make this card because this goes this way. Okay, I'm going to make my card go that way. Okay, so I'm going to cut this 5 1/2. So this is just regular white cardstock. And I have a big table here, but I'm telling you, there's stacks of stuff everywhere. All my stuff from convention is still out. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. Like that. Okay, we didn't do the greatest job. Didn't. Okay, now, I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to run this through the Xenia embossing folder. And how do you do that when this is interesting, right? Because they obviously, I only want this half of the card to be embossed. So I'm just going to put it in like this, right on the end. Okay, so when you close the folder, I want to make sure my flowers really aren't going the right way on that. I want my flowers to go this way. So make sure you think about how you want your card to look. Okay, so now this will be perfect. The flowers are growing up this way. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And if you're going to use your cut, you have to use your regular cut and emboss because these are bigger embossing folders, right? So you need to use 2 plates. You need to use the platform, which is the 1, and then you need to use 4, which is this plate. And that's what makes these work, go through your cut and emboss. Okay, so I'm going to place this down. I'm going to put my gray plate on top. And if you don't have a gray plate, if you have the old Big Shot and it's still working, great. Then, and you don't have one of these plates, you can purchase just the plate. And that'll work with all of our 3D folders. All right. There we go. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. Okay. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's nice and thick. Beautiful. All right. So I have my zinnia background now. Now I want to decide, you're like, well, Trevis, if you're going to do that, what are you going to do with this? So I think what I'm going to do with this is, and this might take a minute, but I am going to cut some of these out of this. I'm going to cut several of these. I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to cut at least 4. I don't know if I can get more. I think I can only get 4 out of here. So I'm going to cut 4 of these. All right. So let's give it a whirl. Okay. So here's the thing. When you're using dies, now you want to use your platform 1. You also want to use the next little plate, which is a 2. And then you want to use your clear plates. Okay. So this is 3 and this is 3. Always, always, always make a sandwich. Okay, so put your, whatever you're cutting in between these 2 plates. Okay, if you don't, you are going to warp your die. And if you're like me, that doesn't make me happy. Also, when you are using embossing folder, you want to make, oops, put that on there on the back, you want to make a sandwich. That's what we mean by a sandwich. Always, always, always make a sandwich, because you will also, you can also warp your embossing folders. Okay, so if you are at an event and you're not sure how to use your machine, ask somebody, ask me, because the instructions are on the platform, but people feel like they should know, and then they give it a whirl, and then it's wrong. So I'm just saying, if you are not certain how to use a cut and emboss or a Big Shot, ask someone. Better than ruining somebody's product. Okay, so there's 3. Aren't these cute? And then let's do this last one. And I mean, I actually one time ruined one of my dies. I didn't really ruin it, but it's totally warped. It's a circle. And I did not, for some reason, I did not make a sandwich. I put the die on top with my paper and I ran it through. Well, my circle die ends up like that. Yeah, wasn't my best day. Wasn't happy that I did that. Okay, I'm liking these. All right, now I need to position these onto here. And that doesn't really matter what order, but I do have the order. Now, I usually use liquid glue when I am, when things are textured like this. But where is my liquid glue? Yeah, where is my liquid glue? There it is. Right here. I call this my green glue. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this first. So let's give this a shot. I'm just going to put a little liquid glue on here. I'm going to kind of stagger these. I may be sorry that I'm just winging it, but I don't know. They kind of look like Band-Aids. Hey, that might be a cute card. What if you did make them look like Band-Aids for like a get well card? That would be so cute. Okay, looking good. This one could have been over a little more, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Not gonna freak out. I don't think I'm gonna use this. I don't think that goes. These definitely go. And I am going to color these, and I'm going to use my dark Blackberry Bliss, dark Blackberry Bliss blend. Blackberry Bliss blend. Man, I got some tongue twisters going on today. Yeah, we'll do 5. We're either going to do 3 or 5, and today we're going to do 5. Okay, so we got those ready. Now I have this. Also have this. I have some vellum. Ooh, vellum might have looked cute underneath there. It's okay. We can put it underneath here. Okay, so now we need a sentiment. And I think I'm going to say, "You've been on my mind." That will fit nicely. So when you get paper pumpkin, you will get a block. Okay, so you will get a D block. It won't look exactly like this block. It'll be a little bit thinner, but you will get a D block, and all of the stamps from the paper pumpkin fit on a D block. You may have to stagger them like that, but they will fit. So, just so you know, if you don't have any blocks, if you're a beginner and you don't have any blocks, I think I'm just going to center this. And you're like, well, I don't want to get started because I don't want to buy all that stuff. I'm telling you what, the paper pumpkin kits are a great value, And it's a great way to start. I mean, you might end up really loving stamping if you give it a shot. You also have a lot of other kits. Okay, so now I am going to add this to my, I'm calling it vellum. I don't really know if it's vellum, but it's kind of looks like vellum. Okay, I'm going to put it down here, and then I'm going to trim off the top a little bit because it's a little bit too thick. There we go. Okay, and as I said, you do get dimensionals. What did I do with my dimensionals? Here they are. So you get these little packs of dimensionals, and people ask me, are these like real Stampin' Up! Dimensionals? Yes, they are, but they're smaller than a regular pack of dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card. But again, it's a great way to start. I'm going to put this over here, kind of like that. Okay, what else do I want to do here? I've got those, these ready to go. I'm gonna add these on. Make sure I picked the ones I colored. I think if you put them around in a different, I mean, I'm gonna put one up here, but that kind of makes your eye look at the whole card. That makes sense. Okay, I am loving it. I think it's a simple card, but I love it. I think the flowers. Oh, you know what else I had? I had brought these over, but oh well, I'm not going to use these. These are carried over. These are the adhesive-backed dragonflies and birds. And I was going to use some of these dragonflies, but I'm not going to use those. I'm just going to go ahead and use the sequins. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this last alternative card that I made today. So I have 19 alternative cards. I didn't make any the way they were designed. These were the way they designed them. I didn't make any exactly the way they designed them, but I did make my own, and I love them. I hope you do too. So thanks for watching today. I appreciate your likes and subscriptions to my videos, and We have a lot of changes going on. The new catalog is coming out on May 1st. So April 9th, there is the retirement list that will have discounts. So if there are things in the catalog that you want, some of them are discounted starting on April 9th. You can order them now, but you won't get the discount. So April 9th to April 30th is the discounted list. So thanks for watching today. My name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri.